Hey up guys, welcome back to Piggy Pen's Tube, where today I have a video for you, and it's quite special because it's the first time I've ever been tagged or nominated, whichever way you want to look at it, to do a specific video concept by another creator. So I want to say thanks to Jess at Colouring Bumblebee, who's inspired this video on my channel today. She tagged lots of new creators. So check out her video on Colouring Confessions, which is what we're going to get to, and make a note of those new creators as well. I'm going to do the same and give them a little look-see, maybe subscribe if you want to do that. Yeah, so thanks. I do think it's important that we support each other, especially newer creators, because it can be, in any hobby, quite hard to get a foot in the door. You've kind of got to really think about your content, I think. So anyway, I'm having a great time doing these videos. I hope you are enjoying them too. This video today is Colouring Confessions, which is a concept started by Shell's Colouring Journey. Check out her channel as well. So fab job from Shell there, coming up with a great concept that we can all enjoy. I'm going to nominate anybody who started their channel after me. I'm going to nominate anybody. Anybody can join in with this video concept, any creator, so go for your life on that. But specifically, anybody who started after me, so that's even newer than me, why not make this one of your first videos? It's going to be a popular one. People love looking at books and talking about colouring, so give it a go. I started my channel, I think it was the 19th of September when I did my first long form video. So if you started after then, give it a go. Don't think, oh, I'm a bit too new for this. Go for it, and tag me if you want to, and I'll give it a little repost or something like that, maybe, or whatever you do on YouTube. Forget, I'm old. Right, so yeah, we're going to get into Colouring Confessions, and it's 23 questions that Shell came up with, all geared towards favourite books, things you like about colouring, and all that sort of stuff. So you're going to get to see plenty of books, and you're going to hear me waffle on a lot about how much I love them. I've added a question to those 23, so I'm doing 24 questions. I'm sure Shell and Jess won't mind, but I've added an extra question on the end, so we'll get to that right at the end. Before we get into it, I'm going to have a brew and munch on this because I'm starving. This is a chocolate and gingerbread tart from Tesco finest range and a coffee. And before we get into the main part of the video, I just want to update you on a couple of things. So I am going to start doing some lives first of all, and I'm going to pick a couple of times maybe in the next week or so to just do some impromptu lives, and I'll just be testing how it works. So you might see me on live quiet, looking a bit puzzled. Come and say hello. Let me know you're there. I'd love that. So I'm going to try a couple of evenings over a week just to practice the functions of a live on YouTube, because I've not used the live function yet. And then I'm going to settle on doing some regular lives. I think I might try Saturday nights sometimes. Maybe you tell me, if you guys watch me, when would you sit down and watch a live from me? Because I've got quite a bit of flexibility, as you know, this is my main 24/7 at the moment, is colouring. So you tell me, when would you sit down and like to partake in a live with me? Would you like to do that sometime in the day? Are you a stay-at-home mum? Do you like to get your kids to school and then maybe sit down? Would you join a live then and some chat with some other mums in the same situation, or dads, or people who don't even have kids? Or are you an evening person that likes to join lives in the evening? I love live streams. Jess does my favourite one, so I feel right comfy in her live stream now. Right, happy to be there and just chill out with them. So yeah, let me know when would live suit you, but don't forget to let me know what country you're in, because that makes a difference. I've got quite a lot of US subscribers, so I'm thinking about you guys as well, but I've got people all over Europe, Australia, South Africa, did I say Europe? Scandinavia, that's part of Europe. Well done. I don't know if anybody watches me in Asia. I'd love to know. Anyway, tell me where you are if you would watch lives, when would you tend to watch them? When's your downtime? Right, moving on. I've also got 2 colour alongs coming up. So RJ's new book, Winter Wonder, is currently winging its way to me, and it will be here tomorrow. So I'm going to do, probably before the end of the week, my colour along in Winter Wonder will be up, and that's just a 1-part colour along alcohol marker and maybe some gel pens. And it's to celebrate the release of that book. I'm a big RJ fan, and also to welcome in a little bit of winter. We're getting there. For me, this is the last month of autumn, so looking towards winter, I thought that'd be a good colour along to have on my channel. So that'll be coming this week. And then on the 14th and the 21st, you'll find videos uploading as part of a 2-part colour along with me. And I put a vote out on all my socials. And the winning page was a page in the Europa book by Rita Berman. So if you have that book, you might be interested in that. I might come across that page in this video today, so I'll show you it if I do. And I think that's it. I just wanted to touch on those things. I've got something big happening next year related to this channel, but it's actually related to a lot of other channels. I don't think you will have seen this kind of thing in the colouring community yet. It's very exciting. It involves me, some other of your favourite content creators, and maybe an illustrator or 2. So watch this space. That's next year. But if you don't want to miss out on what it may be, don't forget to subscribe. All right. So let's get going with today's video. Right. Let's get on to what we're here for today, which is colouring confessions, of course. I'm going to scran this as quick as I can, have a slurp of my coffee. Why don't you hit pause, make yourself a drink and get comfy, and I'll meet you back here in a magical few seconds. Ooh. First up is question 1. What is your oldest book? This may be a surprise to no one. Mine is World of Flowers. I dare say a lot of people had this as their first book. I've only been colouring, adult colouring really since June this year. But back when COVID hit, I think my husband bought me this, or I picked it up. I can't remember now, because it didn't play a large part in my life at all. Basically, I bought some cheap felt tip pens, as we call them, which you might call water-based markers. Cheap felt tip pens, and I coloured. Let me have a look. So this is World of Flowers, Joanna Basford, as I said. And I coloured with my cheapo felt tip pens. This page, when I started, you can see my enthusiasm when I started. It's a little bit better up here. So I didn't really know about hoo-hoos and, you know, alcohol markers outside what I used in college. I didn't know they were like readily available to people these days. So I just thought we had felt tip pens to use. So I were trying to do shading with water-based markers, which, you know, I was quite pleased with that flower, if I remember rightly, this daffodil. This corner here I enjoyed, and I started working my way around. And then this is pants. Pants, pants, pants. So I think I just lost interest after this corner. I think this corner's fine. But yeah, the rest of the page, just lost interest. And I only came back to it once, this book. So during COVID, say 2020, 2021, I did that, and then this book just got forgotten about until I started adult colouring in June this year, and I got it back out. So I came into adult colouring through Cute and Cozy, and then I got my first set of pencils, which were polychromos, and I decided to colour a page in this to try them out, which I'll just show you. I mean, you don't need to see this, but I'll show you anyway. But yeah, this was my first ever book. Won't be a minute, because the reason I'm going over to the side here is because when I started colouring earlier this year, I used to take my pages out, tear my pages out, or cut my pages out and stick them in a scrapbook. So this is the page I did. And I think this might be the last time I did it. I did it with a Kirby page as well. But yes, so that is the page that I completed in World of Flowers. This was the first thing I ever coloured with my polychromos. So, and that's a nice, that were my, I guess, my favourite image in the book, because I don't save favourite images. I colour my favourite images first. So yeah, that's all that's been coloured in World of Flowers. I don't even think, do I include it on my book list when I send it to buddies? I can't remember. It doesn't appeal to me, this book. It were obviously picked up by myself or my husband because it was in the shop, you know, in the local shop, and that's where you see Joanna Basford books in the UK. It just don't inspire me as much as other books. There's still nice pages in here. You'll know this book well, no doubt. But that just, I would never colour anything like that. And then that's the opposite. That just, there's nothing there that excites me. And that's the thing, I like to be excited. When I'm doing a page, I like to feel excited. This just won't interest me. So, yeah. But World of Flowers, I think that's probably a lot of people's first book. It's certainly mine. All right, moving on. Question 2 is the newest book in my collection. So, not including the watercolour ones that I did a video on yesterday, the newest book in my collection is The Occult and Folklore colouring book by Duchess of Law. So, I forget which channel I saw this on. Might have been Axic Fumbles. Maybe. I'm going to bring you in a little closer. As soon as I saw it, it's untouched, but I've got plans, I think, in December to touch this as part of my big 2025 goal, to touch all my books that I own, as in complete a page in them. So I'm not going to flick through every book because we'll be here for hours, but I'll give you a little idea of what things look like, what the pages look like. So, am I into the occult? Not really. I like a bit of folklore. Everything in life interests me. So, I'm open to a lot of things, but I just think I like the illustration style. I love this. That's a cracking page. I love that. That excites me, you see. Can I tell you why? What's the difference? Why am I not excited by World of Flowers, but I'm excited by this? Well, I just am. I love horses, unicorns, rabbits, but it's the right amount of everything. It's not 2 pages full of flowers. It's, you know, I've got some variety. I can do some leaf work on trees. I've got some birds in there, flowers, horses. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your auntie. So yeah, I really like this. I'm excited to get to it. And just on this note, I know I've got a lot of people who enjoy faith-based colouring, and they might not enjoy, you know, the occult and things like that. Everybody is welcome in this space at Piggy Pen's Tube, and everybody is respected. So, no matter what the beliefs, I just love the art. I love tarot cards as well for the same reason. So yeah, this is a wonderful book. Fantastic, I love it. So that is my newest book, The Occult and Folklore colouring book by Duchess of Law. Onwards. Up next, number 3 is the most colourful page in any of my books. Well, you might be surprised that I haven't gone for something, let's say a big showstopper page. I've gone for something that I did early on in the first month that I started colouring back in the summer. I've got lots of colourful pages, but this is the page I wanted to share with you for this question. So this is when I used to, you know, put my pages in scrapbook. This is a page from Girl Moments 2 by Coco Wyoming. And all the original picture had was 2 wavy lines in the background. So it could have been indoor, and that could have been a border on a wall, and then this lady doing tie-dye. I decided to set it outdoors on the beach, and I love the colour scheme that I used. I love everything about this page. I love the colour of the ocean, I love the colour of the sky, I love the colour that she's chosen for her dyes to do her tie-dye work. I love the colour of her hair, I love the colour of her skin. I love everything about this in terms of colour. I think it's a gorgeous page, and it was a challenge because when I did this page in that side of our community, in the cute and cozy side of the community, I'd not seen any completed pages for this, so it took me some time to work out how I wanted to approach this tie-dye, but it's all alcohol marker with a little bit of gel pen, and I've pulled something through it, probably a toothpick through the gel pen, and I used a fine pen, one or the other, and I put in this grid here, which is what I think you use in tie-dye. So yeah, that's my favourite colourful page, my most colourful page, because it's quite vibrant and I just love it. It just gives me joy. When I look at her, I think, God, I'd love to be her bestie. And, you know, meeting her after she's finished doing a tie-dye on the beach for a few cocktails, and might go out later on and have a little, you know, dance and stuff in beach bars. But yeah, I love that page. Up next, number 4. Question 4 is, what is your most relaxing book to colour in? Well, I'm going to show you this. You've got to remember I'm a new colourist, so the most pages I've got done in any book is 4, and it's not this book. This is the first page I've done in this book. This is Mythic World by Kirby Razanz. And you might think, Kirby Razanz, relaxing, really? Well, yeah, I've done 2 pages recently, and it dawned on me at the time I was colouring them in, how relaxing I found it doing just shading on things like wood, rocks, sand, the ground. I'll show you another example from Alien Worlds. When I was doing this volcanic rock, could just put something on the TV to listen to, and just I'd clutch my pencils, my 3-4 pencils I'm using in this hand, and then I get lost in it. I find it really, really relaxing. It's not so much a book that I'm going to answer as, but I'm just going to say the types of Kirby page where you get this, or it might be wood, or it might be sand or rock. That's what I find most relaxing. So I'd say Kirby Razanz as an illustrator, I guess, but it is just specifically those parts. Anything that's repetitive I quite like in his books. If it were a bunch of flowers or or leafage or anything zendoodly, I'd be bored out of my mind. This is enough to keep me stimulated, but I can switch off high concentration, and I think that's the thing for me when it comes to relaxing. Kirby Razanz is who I find relaxing to colour. Up next, question 5 is, what is the most detailed or challenging book in your collection? And I've gone for this relatively new book. It's not been coloured in. I got this last month. Circle of Life by Melpomene Chatzipanagiotou. And the reason I find it challenging is because of the detail, which I suppose is obvious with this question. But I love the art and I love the line work. I just wish the line work was a tiny bit finer. The line work is pretty thick, I think, for how much of it there is. So I look and I think, how am I ever going to come through as a colourist? How am I going to put myself to the forefront of the page? We love our illustrators and we respect them, and we're very, you know, we put them on a pedestal, don't we? And we're like, oh, you know, we're not worthy and all that. For good reason. You know, we love these people because they're super talented. But as a colourist, and I think if we're all honest, I want to come through on that page. I don't want the first thing that the viewer sees to be how awesome the illustration is. I want them to think, oh, she's done a great job colouring that, you know. So how can I come through on a page like that is so heavy on the line work? Well, this is the challenge, isn't it? So it's something I'm going to have to think about. I've got a buddy. I think, is it this month? With Holly Berry Colours. Holly at Holly Berry Colours. And I know which page we're doing. This page here. The windmill. I love a bit of a windmill. It's very seasonal for November. We've got the back end of pumpkins. My pumpkins are still absolutely fine and dandy. Lots of detail. Can't imagine colouring something like that. But I'm never going to complete a book. I might complete one, which I'll get to, but I'm never going to really complete a lot of books. So I can pick and choose what my favourite pages are. I don't have to worry. I'm not going to colour that. That's probably never going to happen unless somebody really wants to buddy on it. But this, I love it. The artwork's just stunning in this book. Look at that. Look at that. But how do you come through as the colourist? How do you put yourself forward? Is the, you know, look at what I've done. Look, Mum, here's my picture. You want some. You want your talents or your skills or your voice to come through, don't you? So yeah, that's why I find this challenging. Circle of Life. I can't wait to get it by Melchat. Right, question 6. The most unique art style. Well, all artists that I enjoy, I probably enjoy them because they've got a unique art style. But I particularly like the art style of this lady, Rayhan Udachi, Raider Prince, you may know her as. And this is a book called Dreamscapes that she brought out earlier this year. It's stunning. I've worked in it with my Castle Art Harmonious range because this colour kind of inspired me to do that. There's a video on my channel about, I bought the two together. I was talking about what a good gift they would make together. So, you know, take a look at that if you want. But yeah, the reason I think she's got a unique art style, it's just, I just see, you know, Hannah Carlson's got a unique art style. Kirby certainly has. Maria Troller has. Then, you know, Eerie definitely got a unique art style. But this is unique in a totally unexpected way. It's really approachable. So the art style is still really approachable. I'm just going to flick through as I'm talking about her. She has a lovely way of giving you a soft edge on absolutely everything. Everything feels really welcoming. Come, colour me. Everything feels like it's a soft edge. The line work is lovely and fine, not too harsh. This is the page that I completed, the Wish Catcher. I did that last month. Alcohol marker with some Castle Arts on top. I just love her style, and she has this way of taking, you know, anything, so say a cloud or the horns or the antlers on this deer, and just softening them, and just, I don't know, I don't know how to describe it well enough really, but just approachable, soft, welcoming, delicate line work, but plenty of it. You can get a little bit of shading like with a Kirby. Just beautiful. And her faces have a unique look. I like them. So some illustrators' faces I just can't get on with, and these are different. They're very unique how she draws the faces. They tend to have less of a dip here in the nose. I think that's what the difference is. Or there's something different about them, but I can't place what it is. But I do like them. Just everything's soft. Come colour me. She's probably one of my favourite illustrators. I love Hannah Carlson, but if this lovely illustrator could get published on great paper, I think we'd all be having, you know, a new favourite book. I really, really do. I don't understand how it's not happened. Because obviously you can see through there that this is Amazon paper. But it's great for alcohol markers. This book's fab. I think it's like £8 or something like that. Or it's £6. It's cheap anyway. And if you're moving from cute and cosy to, you know, more this end of the colouring community, what a lovely way to bridge the gap. You can still use your alcohol markers, but you're just getting into a different style. Just gorgeous. I absolutely love her. I think she's amazing. I wish she'd get picked up by a publisher and just put on some great paper like Emily Leda Hall Oberg, and I think we would be all going bonkers for her. So yeah, Rayhan Udachi. It could be Udaisi. And also known as Raider Prince. Next question is number 7. Most coloured in. This is also... now, what was the question about best paper? Yeah, best paper quality, question 10. So this is for question 7 and question 10. Most coloured in book, and it's also, in my opinion, got the best paper of any book I own. And it's Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emily Leda Hall Oberg, and I think most of us own this book. Many of us do anyway. Love her art style as well. I'll just have a little flick through while I'm talking to you about it. I love this. There's never a bad day to colour in this book. Doesn't matter what you're using. Pencils, pastels, watercolours. The paper is fantastic. Here's a picture I did. Background in pastels. I've just sprayed it. See, there's not a lot of transfer. No transfer, in fact. Sprayed it with my Winsor & Newton workable fixative. Got some Calero watercolour on there, pastels in the background, pencils, polychromos that will be. Just fabulous. And then what else have we got? This is all Castle Arts, so a budget brand of pencil, more budget friendly anyway. Castle Arts Harmonious, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I love this picture, I'm so proud of it. You don't have any yellows in that, no real yellows in that range, in that Harmonious range. So, you know, I challenge myself because normally there's definitely some yellow on a page with florals. I usually do the centres, maybe yellow or... But yeah, love it. A joy every time I work in this book. I'm having a happy time. What else have we got? Ah, yes, Sleeping Beauty. Again, I've used some water media in the background there. That's Calero watercolours. Put on with a brush and water, obviously. And I think that's polychromos as well that I've used. And then I used last month, if you've seen me completed pages video for October, you will have seen this. So this has acrylic ink in the background, and then all this is, I used my dried up watercolour that were left in my palette from another page I did. It's got gel pens on it as well. It's just fantastic. So again, question 7, most coloured in. I've got 4 done in this, and that's the most I've got in any one book because I've only been colouring for 4 months, as I say, so that's not too bad. And yeah, it's also the book that I think's got the best paper quality. It's a beautiful book, that. Everybody should own this, I think, unless you really don't like the art style, but I love her. Fantastic. Love it, love it. Thank you, Emily. Right, next up is question 8. Which book do I love but remains empty? Well, it's this one. All About the Dog, illustrations by Martin Berry, and it was created to raise money, I think, for Battersea Dogs and Cats Home. I saw this first. It's not a new book. I saw it first on Anneka Axic Fumbles channel, and she's done, you see this front cover image? She's done this page in her book, and it's amazing. It's just fantastic. She blows my mind. And she's also done Yorkshire Terrier, which is the cutest thing on Yorkshire Moors. Little Yorkshire Terrier running across one of the paths in probably at North York Moors, I would imagine. I'll show you some of the pages in here. I've got one coming up this month, actually. So this is an untouched book for now, but I've got a buddy with Marcy on this page this month, so I'm excited to get to it. The paper is phenomenal. I've not tried it, but you can just tell by feeling, can't you? It's basically loads and loads of gorgeous, realistically drawn doggy pictures, and then it tells you a little bit about the breed and a little, like, did you know fact. Did you know that Snoopy of the comic strip Peanuts is probably the world's most famous beagle? There you go. So some beagles, Rhodesian Ridgeback, Rottweilers. If you are a fan of dogs, this is a must. And I think I picked it up for something ridiculous, like £4 or something. It was really cheap on, don't think it was Amazon. It was something, was it Blackwell's or Can't remember. But yeah, German Shepherd. And I've got to show you the Border Collie page because that's what our Rocket is. So let me just find that. Look at it. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to get to all these pages. This is a book I'd like to complete. I don't think it'll ever be possible, but because there's too many other colourings to be had every single month, isn't there? But I love them. Let me show you. Now, where is he? He's going to be back into its Border Collie. There he is, look. Did you know that according to Stanley Coren's The Intelligence of Dogs, the Border Collie ranks top for intelligence? And I agree with that. It just looks exactly like my Rocket. So I can't wait to get to that page. Yes, All About the Dog is a fantastic book. If you don't own it and you love dogs, you've got to add it to your collection. I don't like influencing people, but it will I'm sure it will less than a £5, you know. Beautiful. Amazing. Gorgeous. All About the Dog, the book that I love most, but until now has remained empty. Up next, number 9. Which book would I save in a fire? So the book I would save in a fire is a Hannah Carlson book that I'm going to come to in a little bit for another one of the questions. But if I got to save 2 books in a fire, basically I would save whatever I've done most work in, I think. With that in mind, I might save this one because it's one that I can't replace unless I want to pay over the odds for it, because it's out of print now and it's a beautiful book. The size is gorgeous. A lot of the images in this are in Floribunda Year by Layla Dooley, but this is The Flower Year, a colouring book by Layla Dooley. And it's absolutely stunning. So I've not touched it at the moment, and I'm not in a rush to, because I'm going to work in Floribunda Year the remainder of this year into next year, and I want to do a page every month in Floribunda Year. But then in 2027, which I know it sounds daft thinking that far off, I want to make this a book that I complete in that year, and that would take me focusing a lot. It might take 2 years. Yeah, probably 2 if we're looking at 1 month there. So that was February. This is into March now. But it's such a beautiful book. I just love the way she illustrates. I love that realism she brings to it and all the little notes. Periwinkle and a wren. I love it. It's just so sweet. It proper touches me. I love nature. Massive nature lover. So yeah, I'd really like to complete this book, but I don't want to get to it until, you know, I want a bit more experience first. So it's definitely, I'm not going to look at this till 2027, but say in the future, so say if like in 2029 I had a house fire, this will probably then be the book that I would save, because I imagine by that time it'll have lots of pages completed, and that's the book that I would take, the page that has most pages completed by myself in it, and which I possibly couldn't replace. So this is what I've answered for this question, The Flower Year by Layla Dooley. And next up we have best paper quality was question 10, which I talked about. That's Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emily Leaderhall Oberg. Question 11 then is best Grayscale. Well, now, not to open up a can of worms here, but I don't do Grayscale. I've got Wondrous Folk by Christina. Is it Christine Karen in my basket, but I keep unticking it when I make a purchase, and I think it's because it's just, I don't think it's for me. I am willing to give it a go, and that's why I've put that book in my basket. But I'll tell you what my problem is with Grayscale is, and don't ever think I'm right arrogant, because I'm not. What I am, though, is right honest. If I colour a page in Grayscale, when I look at a page coloured in Grayscale, I know it's a Grayscale page, but I don't know what you've coloured and what is the illustrator's talent. Do you get what I mean? So am I incredibly vain? I don't think I'm vain, but I'm colouring because I want to see what I can do, you know. So I've avoided Grayscale for now. I'm not terribly against it. And I think if I were doing Grayscale, it'd be something like in Wondrous Folk or Wildflower Folk, because they are beautiful books. She's amazing. At first I thought her work was AI when I first got into colouring months ago. And I had a look on her Instagram, I think, and you can see her drawing stuff, and I thought, thank goodness, that is some stunning work, and it's actually, you know, a real artist. So that just blows my mind. It's beautiful to look at, but that's what I mean. It's so beautiful. Again, it's a bit like that Malpomene book. How do we come through as the colourist? Yes, you can just enjoy it to relax. It's not all about showing off, is it? So I get it. I'm not against Grayscale, but I haven't experienced it yet. Instead, this is what I would colour that's a little bit grayscale-y, okay? So let me show you these 3 books. Raider Prince, or Ray Hanudachi again, so the lady who did the Dreamscape book a couple of questions back, yeah? So this isn't Grayscale, but you get quite a bit of hatching in the areas that she's indicating shade, which is kind of like what Grayscale does, doesn't it? You find the grey areas where there tends to be shade or contouring, and she does that quite a bit. So this would be my type of Grayscale, because it's same reason though. You might not be able to tell if I've shaded that well, or if it's because Raider's super talented at illustrating, but I would give these a go more willingly. Plus I love her, don't I? I absolutely love her. So yeah, you see what I'm saying? This is the nearest I'm going to get to Grayscale in the books that I've got at the moment. I'm not saying never. I'd like to try it and be proven wrong. And I imagine it's super relaxing doing Grayscale as well. So that's one of my options for Grayscale. Then any Kirby book, really. Same for Kirby. Look, he's given us some Grayscale really there, hasn't he? Some shading. Extra shading, which is not dissimilar to colouring Grayscale. So I do Kirby, don't I? Although it's not classed as Grayscale. This is the nearest I would come to it. And then I spotted this the other day. This is a new book to me. Don't tell anybody, because I'm not putting it on my book list till January. So I'm pretending I don't have it at the moment. But I saw in it, amongst all the beautiful pages in this book, which when I first started colouring I thought, that's not for me. Look at that. That's kind of Grayscale-y. And I fancy that. So maybe I do fancy Grayscale, do I? But I love that. What a little stippling. There's a name for it in there, but it's a beautiful image of that. And I like the way that that's been illustrated. So that's the closest I've probably got to Grayscale in my collection anyway. A few pages in a few books like that. Never say never, Joe, but yeah, I don't own any Grayscale books at the moment. On to the next question then. 12. What is your most intimidating book? Oh, this is a good one. This is an untouched book. And I think I've called it something like The Five Bears Town or something in my translation. But I saw this first on, look at me sounding right serious now. No reason to be serious, it's teddy bears. I saw this first on Colouring with Kay, and I could have, honestly, when I saw this coloured page of hers, I'll have to put it on screen for you. I could have cried a little bit because it was so beautiful. Hang on a minute, I'm getting emotional. Oh dear, I love menopause. Now, I don't make an habit of crying over colouring pages, and that's not really what that was. What it was, I saw the page that I'm going to show you in a second, coloured by Colouring with Kay, and I just thought it was just joy. It was just joy on a page. So I'll show you the empty page and then I'll show you what she did with it. I've got the sniffles now. I think it's because I don't have my own children. So sometimes I have these moments about things that are super cute. So this is the page. This is the page that sold me the book, thanks to Courtney McKay. She's done a few pages in this book and they're all phenomenal. But when I saw this page by... this is ridiculous. But when I saw the page that Kay did, I was blown away. Just the impact the colours had. Have a look if you've not seen it before. I'm sure you have. And I just thought, wow, imagine colouring this book for your kids. How nice would that be? What a lovely gift to give them. So if you started it when you were pregnant, say, you could have it done by the time they could appreciate it, you know, like when they're maybe 8 or 9. Just phenomenal. It's something I could do for my grandkids, and that's why I bought it. So, well, this is unexpected. So, yeah. I've forgotten what the question was. What was the question? Intimidated. I don't generally get intimidated by books, but this is so beautiful. And I'm not sure how skilled I am at doing cute, but I'm going to give it a go, definitely, in the new year. It's one of the first books on my list, and this will be the page that I attack first. I'm so sorry I've got emotional, you know. I don't know what's up with me. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. So thanks, Kay, for inspiring me and also intimidating the hell out of me. Cheers. Right, moving swiftly on. Now then, book I want to finish one day is this, Soulmates or Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlson. This book, since I first saw Hannah Carlson's work, I looked at loads of flip-throughs. I thought, I want one of her books. Which one shall I get? So I'll basically watch flip-throughs for every one of her books. And this one, immediately, I was sold. Just on concept. I love the idea of spirit animals. I love a double page, me. So this page is all double pages. They don't have to be done as double pages, but they go together as double pages. So it just speaks to me, like it kind of touches me inside, if you know know what I mean. So yeah, not in a way that makes me want to cry my eyes out again, don't worry. Just in a really, it's just my thing. I love adult themes. I'm a colourist who enjoys adult themes the most. So I've got grown women and I've got spirit animals, so that as a concept. Do we have spirit animals? Anything spiritual, I'm open to. I love it. Oh, just beautiful. Just gorgeous. I've completed 2 pages only in this, but next year, from January, page a month, maybe 2 on a quiet month. So this is my one and only project book, if you like. This is the chameleon page. This is the first page I did in this book. And I'm super chuffed with it. Clear watercolours again. Bloody love them. And Derwent Inktense with polychromos on top in areas. But yeah, the whole thing was done in Inktense, apart from a face first. And I got some great effects with Inktense. It didn't need so much polychromos. In fact, I think most areas, so sort of like the leaves, I think that's mainly just Inktense, if I remember rightly. Super proud of that, and I hope to feel it that way about every page in this book. It just talks to me. Love it. This is another page I completed, which I'm really proud of. You might have seen this before in my completed pages video. Just love it. Love the concept. Sadly, I think it's out of print now. Somebody's got one on eBay for like 300 quid. Like, who's going to pay that? And so it were fine when I bought this in August. I only got it in August. You know, it weren't like on endangered books list, but yeah, just super beautiful. I love it. I love double pages. I mean, I don't fear double pages. I'm like, yeah, double page. Love it. I think they have great impact. So yes, I can't wait to get this whole book done. That's it. Spirit Animals Soulmates is the book that I want to finish one day. Onwards. Alright, next up. Question 14. The book that I like to practice in the most. Well, this wasn't intentional, but this has ended up being my practice book. So I'm a big fan of Sarah Renee Clark as a YouTuber. So I watch a lot of her videos, and particularly when I started colouring, she was one of the main channels that I watched. And she still is. She only does a video. I've kind of caught up, so she only does, I think, one video a month or something like that now. So, but I look forward to it every time it comes out. And she brought this book out fairly recently. I think, was it this year or last? I can't remember. But I got it because I was a fan. So I did that thing where I was a fan, so I got it. But I was a bit disappointed in it. I don't know why. I struggle to understand. It just doesn't excite me. And I don't know whether this is her illustrating or her illustrator. She employs an illustrator, doesn't she? But I don't know whether that's for other things. So I don't know whether... But I just find it really uninspiring. There's some good pages in it. That's a decent page. So I'm just practicing it. So this is when I did my test of Derwent Chroma Flow, Luminance and Prismacolor. And this is the page I tested my Claro watercolours out on. So I tried, believe it or not, there's about 4 different gold and silvers in there. I don't know whether if I just tilt it, you can see like the white gold on the end of the petals. So I was seeing how I could I show the distinct difference between them on a page. And I think you can in the right light. And that bee is done in polychromos with Claro pearl colours on the wings. But yeah, for example, this sunflower centre is just one colour, but that would normally have some illustrations of the seeds, wouldn't it? Or do we have to do that ourselves? This, I just felt it lacked. Anyway, this isn't a book review, I don't know, just some nice pages in, but anyway, I quickly decided it wasn't getting pulled off shelf, so I'd had it a while and I weren't pulling it off shelf, and I just thought, do you know what, the paper quality in this book is so good. It might even be better than Fairy Tales and Folklore, but I don't colour in it, so I haven't counted it. But I do try out wet medias in it because the paper is so good. See, it's a bit Zendoodle. It's like a book of all our favourite artists. So a bit of Millie Marotta, portrait, bit, you know. I do like the portraits. I think they're quite good. Bit of Johanna Basford. Don't get me wrong, she's not copied anybody, but it's just, I don't know whether she's developed her own style yet. I don't know. But anyway, it's a fantastic book for messing about in and mixed media. So if you're looking for a mixed media book, I think this would be perfect. That would be a good question to add to this list of questions, wouldn't it? Your favourite book for mixed media. I tried out some acrylic ink in here as well. There we go, look. Fantastic. That's not been ironed. It's perfect, it's fine. So it is a cracking quality book. I just don't think the illustrations are for me. They just don't excite me enough that I would buy it again. And you know another thing that I've noticed? Who's colouring in it? I'm sure she must have sold loads of these because she's got millions and millions of fans like myself who I know bought it. But do you ever see completed pages from it? Never. Who's colouring in it? Why aren't they colouring in it? Maybe it's more popular at Mixed Media World. Don't know, but there you are. Vibrant Wilds by Sarah Renee Clark is the book I like to practice in. Question 15 is, which book in my collection is affordable yet great quality? So I'm just going to go with, I've had a look on Amazon. They're all about a tenner. If you're getting Kirby Razan's artwork, a ton of pages, usually loads of great information in the back, on decent paper for a tenner. So any Kirby Razans is my answer to this question, and I've chosen Fragile Worlds in particular. Done one page in here. The thick-billed parrot, which are an endangered species. That's what this book is. It's all endangered species. I like that page better than that one. You can see I had a bit of an issue. It's glowing, toxic parrot there. But yeah, I love that you get this information in the back. It really guides me. I like to read them, and I do the same with Alien Worlds as well and Mythic World. Read the blurb that Kirby's given us, and then I let that inspire me. So look at that. Oh, European hamster, that endangered, would you believe it? So yeah, you're getting a book that you would happily just look at and not even colour. He's so talented, is Kirby. And you're getting it for a tenner. Come on now, people. Decent paper as well. Oh, just stunning artwork. I would just look at this. And you know what? If you brought it out as a coffee table book, or if somebody did the same sort of thing as a coffee table book, you know what I mean by that. One of these books you just flick through and look at pretty pages. You'd be paying 30, 40 quid for a decent hardback with this artwork in. And we get to colour it for a tenner. So yeah, I think these are the best quality books for a tenner in terms of what they offer you illustration-wise and paper-wise. So there you go. Affordable and excellent paper. Next up, question 16. What book would I recommend for beginners? This one. Now, I love magical worlds. I'm not a huge Johanna Basford fan when it comes to florals and the Enchanted Forest, and I've had right good looks at flip throughs because I felt like I wanted more of her books, but it turns out I didn't. I've got this, and I've got Worlds of Wonder, which is empty at the moment. I thought Worlds of Wonder might be a bit like this, and that's why I got it. But yeah, Magical Worlds is a cracking book for a beginner. One, the paper is brilliant. You can get away with bits of water media, pastels. It's obviously great for pencils. The illustrations are lovely. You get stuff that you can kind of switch off to, sit in front of the telly and do something like that. Or you could do something like this if you're so inspired to. One of the pages that I've completed. I just think Johanna's books are great for beginners, and I think that's why a lot of us have got Johanna's books as our first books. It's like a gentle introduction into it. It's not over-exciting, and it's not sedate, this book. It's lovely, it's cute. It's cute, look at them. They're cute, aren't they? Super cute. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I think this is I think I've done 3 pages in here. Oh, I love this page. Loch Ness. Urquhart Castle is what I based that on. Done that where I tested out different pencils, different media, sorry. Everything works lovely in Johanna's books, it does. I really rate them for that. And Magical Worlds is my recommendation to any beginners getting into adult colouring. So I like doing World of Flowers or Secret Garden. But I think you're missing out if you don't have this in your collection. I do think it's a lovely, lovely book. From Joe Bass. Up next, number 17. Which book sparks your creativity? Well, you're going to get a shock here. Here we go. Girl Moments by Coco Wyo. So, there's 2 types of people, I think, that colour in these books. Those that want to chill out and relax. So, they pick a book like this because it's cute and cosy. Straightforward, simple. Quite, not childish, but sort of child-friendly illustrations. They just want to chill out, have a go with their alcohol markers, and relax. So that's one kind of people that work in these books. But there's another kind of people that work in these books. And I've experienced both ways of colouring. There are talented artists that colour in these books. I can hear you giggling. Hear me out. Really talented artists that colour in these Coco Wyo books. Cute and cosy books. I'll explain what I mean. I don't really colour in them anymore because I'm too excited about the next genre that I've got into. But these are the great illustrations. No, I don't think so. They're a bit juvenile in the way they're drawn, I feel. But I'll tell you what they're great for. You take something that's not supposed to be elevated and you elevate it, and that is what the other kind of people do. And I'm going to show you some examples on screen now of a few cute and cozy artists that I really, really, really admire. These are artists, they aren't colorists. These guys are creating art in the white space on these pages. And I read a comment on a video recently that was talking about cute and cozy books, and somebody said, on completed pages videos, I just fast forward past them because they're just not for me. Well, that's fine, but I don't know whether you've seen this great work that's on the screen now. How can you not find that entertaining? That is some good colorist artwork. That they just blow my mind, these people. So yeah, there's two. Please don't ever just bump these into the category of cute and cozy, just for relaxing, for people who can't really colour. They're not really for artists. Artists are creating art in these books. That's how I feel about it. I'll show you a few of my attempts. Obviously, they're not in the book because in this era, I was putting them in the old scrapbook again. So let me just move that to one side and get my scrapbook. I want to give you a quick look. I'm going to pull you out just a touch. There we go. So I'm going to give you a quick look. So this is when I came into the cute and cozy genre. So this is me doing I'm relaxing and colouring, yeah? This is what half of the people doing cute and cozy do. Perfectly respectable colouring page. Nothing wrong with that. Me giving Rocket a bath there. And then I got experimenting. Then I got experimenting. And this is a page I'm quite proud of. This sparked my creativity. I worked out a way that I wanted to indicate water. A babbling brook of water. This sparked my creativity. Look at my sunshine. Got creative there with my alcohol markers. I were really feeling it. Really, really feeling it. These books do spark my creativity. I wish you could see the before pages. But I don't have pictures of them. And I'll explain why. So then I got a bit more adventurous. I'm doing a lot more with the fabrics. Getting creative with fabrics there. My own fabric designs. I decided to make that a thatch roof. Creative. And then I got creative with lighting on this one. I thought this is a good one to practice light source. Got some light coming through that window from this lamp. I love playing with the shadows. That made me feel creative. I got creative around this desk, how I was going to make it look dirty and mucky and like she's a bit of a messy lass. Creative. And then it just gets more creative. So I took the sky out of this one. This had a moon, stars and some clouds in, so I completely took it out by using alcohol marker and acrylic markers, and I got creative on that sky. I'm really proud of that sky. I think it's lovely. Got creative on the fur trim on this quilt. I think that looks cracking. And then I really started getting creative. So this was a picture of a beetle on this tiny bit of green here. So it was the beetle, the green stuff, that signpost which said something like live, laugh, love or something. She had a helmet on the car there and she was listening to headphones, and none of that in the background, none of this background existed. So I got creative and I made the beetle rusty. This is based on Bumblebee movie from Transformers franchise. And I put the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. Got creative there. Got creative with my sky. These books allow you to be creative. They invite you to be creative. They're so plain and, uninspiring that you they're calling to you to get creative. That's my view. So there's some fairly standard ones. Did I get any more creative? Yeah, this one. This was a picture of a girl on a balcony. She had a centre part in, wearing a different dress, and she was drinking a cup of coffee, and none of this was in the background. None of it. Doors were open. It was just, there were no detail in the back, no plants, nothing. And I decided to turn her into one of the sisters, Isabel from Encanto. Got creative with it, didn't I? Changed her part in, changed what she had in her hand, got creative. That's what these pages do. They spark creativity in me. I think that might be the last one that I got really creative on. There's my Kirby. Oh, this one I got creative on, look. This was just a girl, a nice smiley girl with a cute cat that was also smiling just on her porch. She picked up the cat and was giving it a cuddle and smiling at camera. I got creative with it. I took out some watering cans and plant pots and I replaced them with pumpkins. I got creative with the lighting. I introduced this person with a torchlight shining on her. Got creative. And this rather sinister looking dude who's hiding inside the house to do God knows what to her with his bloody knife. Yeah, I got creative. So I think cute and cosy books are where, that's my granddaughter's page. Bless her. So cute and cosy books is, for me, where some of the most creativity is happening, I think. Right. They certainly inspire me to create anyway. All right, on to the next question. Number 18. Most nostalgic book or which reminds you of childhood. So this for me is any Hannah Carlson. The reason is I grew up, I always had, my folks didn't have a lot of money. They both worked hard, but, you know, money won't. So my mum used to bring me home from work, or my dad would bring me home like a pad from their office or whatever. My mum worked in catering and my dad were an engineer. But they'd bring me home like pads of lined paper, and that's what I used to draw on. I used to draw, I'll start flicking through this. I'd draw superheroes, strong women, and I drew faces and portraits a lot. So this is Grains of Gold by Hannah Carlson. It's just an example, because I would say any Hannah Carlson is nostalgic to me. This is what I used to draw, a page with a face on, a bit of hair, try and get the eyes right, the lips. I loved images of women, not cute images like Hannah's. So this is what I used to draw, and I'd also draw full-length women who were superheroes, so they'd have a cape and a skirt on, big boots on, very She-Ra. I was into She-Ra as a kid. I still love She-Ra. And this is why you can see why I love Hannah Carlson's work, because it's very that kind of thing, isn't it? I used to love going into Athena, which is a shop that we used to have in the UK in the 80s and 90s that had lots of fantasy art and fantasy posters. Loved fantasy art. So again, very nostalgic to me. I used to draw a lot of profiles, you know, on my little line paper. And then eventually I got some plain paper, so I didn't have to draw all over lines. But yeah, I think this is why her books touch me so much, because they remind me of a very happy childhood. Grains of Gold by Hannah Carlson, or any Hannah Carlson, are the books that take me back to my childhood and are very nostalgic for me. Question 19 is, which book do I think has the most variety in it? And I'm going to go for this book, because I always have said since I got my first Rita Berman book that I don't think you get as much of the illustrator in any book more than you do in a Rita Berman book. She provides so many different, so much variety in every book. It's just the small books, but every page is just packed with illustration and lots of different kinds. So you go massive, wide, vast scenes, things in the distance, in the foreground, big scenes. A map. Things like this. Hang on, let me bring you in a little closer. I just need to remember to take you back out again. Things like this. Scenes again. more graphic kind of images, pencils, buildings, transport, your packing case, objects, things with borders, things without borders, hills, mountains, cars, holiday, faces, the arts, lollipops, things in square boxes, Leaning Tower of Pisa. I mean, she's literally got everything, and the kitchen sink, and all laid out in different ways. Little small wins, like in Small Victories. Perfect. Graphic images. Images of scenes. It's just immense. She offers so much. And I think the work, when you think, right, who's put most work into their book? I think Rita has got to be up there, because look at what she's had to create to put this book together. Just every single illustration. The little illustrations are big illustrations in themselves, just scaled down. It's crazy. Massive amount of variety. She is one talented lady. Super talented colourist. When I colour her pages, I don't try and colour like her, because you're only ever going to come second in that, let me tell you. You are only ever going to come second to Rita Berman doing a colouring like Rita Berman. So I try and just do my own thing. I think I've completed a page in here. Let's have a little look. This is Europa, so yes, because we had boats as kids on the rivers. We didn't have canal boats, we had normal boats. But yeah, I did this one, and Rita commented on it and said how wonderful it was, and I nearly, lost my mind over it. So cheers, Rita. Love it. But yeah, best variety in any book has got to be a Rita book, and I choose Europa for this one. Right, next. Question 20. We're getting on to the final 5 questions now. So, question 20, most seasonal book. Right, so, bit obvious, but I believe this is translated to A Walk Through the Seasons. And it's a lovely book. I've done a page in this. One of my favourite pages. Bring you in a touch again. So yeah, I really love that page, and therefore I'm fond of the book. But just like I was saying about Rita before, loads of variety. There's so many pages in each season as well. Spring section's huge. Summer section feels huge. Autumn, huge. Just wonderful. Is it this one or the Europa one that I've got my colour along in? It's the Europa one, I think. Yes, it is. Of course it is. Let me just show you that. So the colour along that we're doing is in this book, and it's this page. So if you've been fancying this page for a while and you've not either had the confidence to attack it, or you've just not got round to it, you'll find colour alongs on my channel, 2 parts completing this page. First part will go up on 14th of November, and the second part will be up on the 21st, and then we'll have this lovely page complete, ready to welcome in winter come 1st of December, as I did with my Halloween colour along. Anybody who completes a page, if you send me it before the 28th of November, it'll go in a special video that I'm making to welcome winter. So yes. Back to this one though, yeah, that's my favourite seasons book. Mein Spaziergang durch die Horiziten. I don't know. Oh dear. I'll never colour anything like that. That's never going to happen for me. I'm not into Zen doodly stuff as well, but I may do other things, where you just use very opaque media to just kind of cover them up. But generally, her scenes, love them. Fantastic. That's my favourite seasons book. Okay, up next we have question 21. The book that is most whimsical and fun in my collection. Well, do you know what? I think sometimes we overuse the term whimsical. So I looked it up. I thought, what does it actually mean? Because I use the term a lot as well. And it is, as I thought, it means playfully quaint or fanciful, especially in an appealing or amusing way. So when I read that last bit about it being in an amusing way, I knew straight away who I was going to pick. So I would pick any book by this person, but for as I'm supposed to just be picking one book, I'm going to go with Serendipity by R.J. Hampson. I think he is the king of whimsy, actually, when you think about it from a humour point of view. I've got cute stuff like in Lulu Mayo, and that's quite whimsical, but I don't think whimsy's done much better than by RJ. So let's take a little look. So cute, fanciful images, tick. Appealing, tick. Amusing, tick. Look how he's looking up at him. You see, this is whimsy. You've got images like this, and it's how they're looking at different people and elements. Look at him looking up at, oh, what's he doing? Fantastic. Nobody does this better than RJ, I don't think. He has ones that are less whimsical. There's not a lot of amusement in this, although he looks a bit... but very gorgeous work, nonetheless. Look at how he's looking at him. Is he having coffee and he's falling asleep? Hot cocoa. Winter Joy, that one's called. So yeah, I think RJ does whimsy and fun brilliantly. If you need cheering up, just do an RJ page, because you can't colour one of these in and not feel a little bit better about life. That's a page I've done this month. I'm sorry if you're seeing completed pages when you feel like you shouldn't be, but I'm not too bothered about saving them for my completed pages video. Let me know if it bothers you if you see little glimpses of completed pages before my videos. I hear other creators saying, oh, they don't want... Ooh, I better not show you that, some completed pages. So it makes me think that maybe it's negative that I don't do that. I don't know. But yes. Look at all these cute, whimsical little characters. Look at this one. Christmas Gifts, that's called. Yeah, it's comical. I've only got 2 RJ books at the moment. I've got Night Garden and this one. But I've got Forest Song is on my wish list. And I'm obviously going to get Winter Wonder here tomorrow. But yeah, I love RJ. I think he does whimsy wonderfully. Wonderful, whimsical RJ. Right, next up. Question 22. The most realistic artwork in a book. Well, I am going to go with Floribunda Year by Layla Dooley. So this is bits of 2 books that she brought out, Floribunda and The Flower Year, which I've shown you. There's a mix of both those books in this, and it's larger, much larger. It's a decent sized book, this. And I'll show you some pages I've done. So I did that for October. I love working on this stuff. This is probably, I feel quite comfortable when I'm doing pages like this, so I guess it's quite relaxing as well. But the pages when they're empty, see, that doesn't look too bad, does it? And then when you see them when that doesn't look too bad, does it? Super proud of these pages. I love her illustrations. But then when you see them empty, they can be quite, oh my gosh, a bit intimidating, maybe. You've just got to start. I think with images like this, you just have to start. Get down some base colour so you separate the elements a little bit, and then it looks less fussy. Because once they're coloured, they don't look fussy. I've seen coloured pages in this book and, they're absolutely stunning. But yeah, Layla Dooley is my most favourite. I don't buy a lot of floral books because I like my florals to be based on real flowers, and I think Layla Dooley does it best for me. So they're always based on real flowers. You get a lovely index at the back. Imagine sitting in your garden of a summer's afternoon, or a spring or autumn afternoon, colouring in one of these pages. Get all your indexes. Yeah, it's beautiful. Floribunda Year is my most realistic book. And the final question from Shell's Colouring Journey is up next, and then I've got my extra question that I'm going to tag on the end. So question 23 is, which book have I ignored for the longest time? So I've only been colouring for just over 4 months, as I've said. So I looked back at my collection. I thought, which is one of the early books that I got that I ain't coloured in yet? And it's this one. And it's nothing to do with Mermaid. I'll tell you why I've not coloured in it. I saw on Kira, a Pictured Purpose channel, that is it Furballs? That book? Bulls de Poire, is it? Or something like that. Diane Defoe. So I thought, ooh, I like the look of that. So I went to go buy it. So I went on Amazon, and then when it popped up, I saw this, and I thought, oh, look, she's done another one, but instead of Furballs, it's mermaids. How cool will that be? I didn't look at any flip throughs. I just bought it. And then when I got it, I was slightly disappointed because, don't faint now when I say this, but I don't like the faces. And then I realised when I went back and I thought, why didn't I notice this? I don't think she draws a face in Furballs, does she? Because it's about the animals, so I think she's cleverly. And it's nice because it puts the focus on the animals, but I don't think she's drawn faces. I don't think she's illustrated faces in the Furballs one. And that's why probably I didn't realise how she does faces. And I don't know. Why don't I like them? I don't know. They're just not for me. It's very Disney, isn't it? Which, you know, I know is super popular. I'm not anti the faces. I'm not anti-Disney. You know, don't fall out with me over blooming that. Crikey, we can still be friends. But yeah, I just don't... Not so keen on faces. But I've got one of these in for a buddy this month or next month. It's a mermaid in an igloo. It's either that page, I think it's the other one. Hang on. See if I can find it. There's two that are in chilly parts of the world, because it's Mermaids of the World, I think it translates to, doesn't it? Maybe can't find it now. This one. It's this one I think I've got as a buddy. So I'm excited to get to it, and I'm going to get over my thing about the faces. There's no wrong with faces, really, is there? It's just not what I was expecting, and I don't know why. So I kind of wish I'd have got the Furballs book, which I might still get. Because I do love everything about Diane Defoe's illustrations. I don't know, I like a proper nose. I'm partial to a nose. And what do you do with an open mouth like that? Do you put teeth in it? Is it just black? What do you do inside a mouth like that? Tell me. Because I know people love Diane Defoe. They'll love this face. Tell me what you do with inside of that mouth. I actually do want to know, because maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just intimidated because I don't know what to do with the inside of an open mouth like that. Let me know how you approach it. I'll search for some completed pages. That might be good. Never say never, Joe. So yes, I need to get a page coloured in this. It's part of my plans, so not to worry. And the last question that I would like to add to this list is, what is your holy grail book? So what book do you really want but you can't get hold of anymore? You're on the hunt, you scroll Vintage for it every other day, you're having a look on Vintage, you're having a look on eBay, you're having a look anywhere you can, and you see it on other people's channels because they got it when it was in print, now it's out of print. What is your holy grail book? Mine is a book that isn't really, people will say The Flower Year, people will say Mouse Guard, the colouring book, people will say The Mysterious Library by, is it Unji Parks or something? Or Vintage My Room, that's another one that's on a lot of people's. What's your holy grail book? Mine is this little book, Wildscapes, by a lady called Stephanie Holm. And I've seen it on, I want to say Jackie at Spare Room Studio, but it could be Axic Fumbles. One of them two have this book, and I want it. But I can't steal it because they're in Australia and I'm in the UK, so I just have to keep searching for it on Vinted. on eBay, and I'm never going to find it because it's not. I've got a feeling it might have just been a book that were in Australian shops. It's an Antipodean nature book. I think it's got creatures that are specific to Australia and Australasia and all that sort of stuff. But I love the artwork in it, and I've seen. Oh, do you know what I've seen it on? Actually, I think it's Peter Hewitt's channel. I think I saw it on Peter Hewitt's channel. Yeah, that could be it. But yeah, that's my Holy Grail book. What is yours? What book do you want and you can't get hold of and it's driving you nuts? And I know you can get hold of some books by paying way over the odds. And would you pay way over the odds? Answer that question. Would you pay, for example, what's the other one that everybody wants? That Tomislav Tomic, is it? Would you pay £100 for one of his books? Would you pay £300 for Mouse Guard? Would you pay £120 for Mouse Guard? What's the most you would pay for your Holy Grail book? So tell me what your book is and how much you would be willing to pay for it. I'd pay double whatever the retail was at least if I found it, because I like it that much. But I don't think I'd go above and beyond for that. What would you do? Right, that was the last question. Thanks again to Jess for nominating me or tagging me, whatever the phrase is, to do this video. I've right enjoyed doing it. It's made me realise why I like certain things and what I think about certain things that I'd not maybe questioned before. So cheers, Jess. I appreciated that loads. Remember, I'm nominating anybody else with a new channel, especially those people that I've got channels even newer than me. So if you've started your channel in the last 6 weeks or so, why not make this one of your early videos? All right, until next time, guys. Ta-da for now.